UFC 319 was the best card of 2025. From top to bottom, it was such a banger pay-per-view. We had early round tap outs, two crazy spinning elbow TKOs. It was insane. And one of them included Aaron Pico, his UFC debut. Imagine that. And to top off the card, Hamzad Chimaev is finally UFC champion. Like I said, I was like, he's going to win the middleweight championship. It was obviously going to happen. People had DDP. They was like, DDP's going to pull an upset. And I was like, no, there's no way. And I already know what the narrative's going to be. Oh, it's such a boring fight. All Hamzad did was have him in a lock the whole time. Hamzad Chimaev is one of the most boring fighters in the UFC. Well, how about you blame DDP for not fucking doing anything until the 5th round? Everybody's so quick to blame Hamzad for everything. Meanwhile, there's 2 fighters in a UFC fight, if you didn't know. I will give DDP this, though. Bro got a lot of heart. He was getting dog walked for 25 minutes straight, and yet he never stopped. He kept finding a way to survive all 5 rounds, so I give DDP that. Much respect to him for that. But this was arguably one of the most dominant UFC fights I've ever seen. I think the last dominant performance I seen before this was when Amanda Nunes cooked Ronda Rousey. You remember that? And Hamzat shut up all the haters. All the UFC fighters that had DDP upsetting Hamzat, I was like, this is hilarious. All the predictions, everybody was like, DDP is gonna find a way. Hamzat doesn't have the cardio for 5 rounds, mate. Meanwhile, for all 5 rounds, freaking Hamzat was stuck to DDP like glue. But you know, the cardio narrative will never stop. By the way, Mark gotta be one of the worst UFC refs I've ever seen. Somebody has to check his phone and see if he has Prize Picks downloaded, because he bailed out DDP twice. I genuinely think that he really had money on him. He was like, nah, I gotta do it and get back up, guys. I was like, that's crazy. Bro was on DraftKings. Somebody gotta investigate this shit, because that was terrible reffing. You know it's questionable when Joe Rogan even says something. And honestly, after this, I don't know what middleweight is gonna be able to beat him. Hamzat, I truly believe, is now the face of the UFC. And then I saw people like Sean Strickland like, oh, I can do it. Yo, Sean Strickland is one of the biggest frauds in all of UFC. I'm pretty sure he even knows that. But of course, leave it to a MAGA supporter to be delusional. We all know that shit happens. So when Sean Strickland said that, I was like, yeah, he's fucking delusional. Let him just talk all his shit. But yeah, overall, 319 was a great pay-per-view. And it ended off in the best way possible.